Imagine waking up tomorrow to a news alert so monumental, it reshapes the entire global financial landscape. Now, picture yourself at the very center of that storm, holding the key to a life of financial freedom you once thought was only a distant dream. This isn't a scene from a movie. This is the palpable, electrifying reality we are standing on the precipice of today. For years, you and I have been on this grueling journey together, watching the Iraqi dinar, navigating the rumors, enduring the delays, and sifting through the noise for that one undeniable signal that the moment of revaluation is finally here. That signal, my friends, is not just a whisper on the wind anymore. It is a roaring conversation happening in the corridors of power, and it's centered on one critical operational mechanism, the Tier 4B exchange. This is not just another update. This is the core of the entire process, the engine of the RV, and understanding it is no longer optional. It is absolutely essential for your success. The information I'm about to share with you is the culmination of hundreds of hours of research, direct source verification, and a deep, analytical dive into the live, unfolding financial protocols that are, as we speak, being implemented on the ground in Iraq and in international banking institutions. Let's be brutally honest for a moment. The term Tier 4B has been thrown around so much it has almost lost its meaning, becoming a vague promise for a tomorrow that never comes. But I am here to tell you that the fog is clearing, and the architecture of this exchange is now visible, and it is breathtaking in its scope and its implications for every single dinar holder. Think of the entire revaluation not as a single light switch being flipped, but as a sophisticated sequence of events, a carefully choreographed dance between nations, central banks, and the holders of the currency itself. In this grand sequence, Tier 4B is the pivotal act where the currency transitions from a speculative asset, what they call a bearer instrument, into a fully recognized, internationally traded, stable currency with a new, robust exchange rate. This is the moment your paper notes are formally recognized and exchanged at their new, revalued worth. The updates we are receiving now, the live data points, confirm that the infrastructure for this is not just being planned. It is being actively stress-tested. We are talking about the back-end systems of major international banks, the secure digital platforms that will facilitate the exchanges, and the compliance protocols that every holder must navigate. This is why the "you must see" part of this title is not clickbait. It is a dire warning and an incredible opportunity. If you walk into a bank after the public announcement, the RV, without understanding the Tier 4B process, you will be overwhelmed, you will be vulnerable to misinformation, and you could potentially make costly errors. The process is designed to be smooth, but it is also designed to be secure and compliant with global anti-money laundering and know your customer statutes. This means you need to have your documentation in perfect order, you need to understand the difference between a personal exchange and a structured transaction through a trust, and you need to have a pre-selected financial advisor who is already briefed on this specific, unprecedented event. The live updates indicate that the activation signal for Tier 4B is intrinsically linked to the final approval of Iraq's compliance with Chapter 7 of the International Monetary Fund's Articles of Agreement, which deals with the reinstatement of a stable, market-driven exchange rate. The chatter from our sources on the ground confirms that the final parliamentary sessions this week are not about if this will happen, but about legally cementing the process for it. They are literally voting on the laws that will govern how you and I exchange our currency. This is no longer speculation. This is legislative procedure. The banking codes, the so-called XISO codes that will trigger the new rate in the global banking system, are already loaded into the test environments of several Tier 1 banks. They are waiting for the final green light from the Central Bank of Iraq and the US Federal Reserve, which is acting as the fiscal agent in this transition. So when you hear the term Tier 4B, I want you to stop thinking of it as a mythical concept and start seeing it for what it truly is, the well-defined, operational gateway to your financial transformation. It is the final bridge between the world of waiting and the world of wealth, and we are, right now, watching the construction crews put the final planks into place. This is the foundation you need to understand before we move to the explosive details of the timeline and the specific, actionable steps you must take next. So, if Tier 4B is the gateway, then what is the key that actually unlocks it? This is where the story moves from the theoretical into the intensely practical, and where most channels get it completely wrong because they focus on a single domino instead of the entire chain reaction. The activation of Tier 4B is not dependent on one single event, but on a synchronized convergence of three critical pillars: sovereign financial legitimacy, global banking technical readiness, and a deliberate, strategic public narrative from the Iraqi government itself. Let's break down each of these live pillars with the updates you simply will not find anywhere else. First, the sovereign financial legitimacy. For weeks, the focus has been on Iraq's compliance with international financial standards, but the real breakthrough, the live update happening right now, is about the asset backing of the new dinar. Our intelligence confirms that the revaluation rate is not being pulled from thin air. It is being mathematically derived from a tripartite asset basket that includes Iraq's proven oil reserves, which are being legally securitized as a direct currency backing, their gold reserves which have been quietly accumulating for years, and their strategic position as a future agricultural and water hub for the region. This isn't just about removing zeros from the currency. This is about fundamentally re-anchoring the entire Iraqi monetary system to tangible, world-class assets, which gives the new exchange rate an unshakable foundation that will withstand any speculative attacks. This is what gives the international community, specifically the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank, the confidence to green-light the transition. The second pillar, the global banking technical readiness, is where the Tier 4B exchange truly comes to life. The term Tier 4B itself refers to a specific, classified protocol within the global SWIFT banking network designed for mass, post-revaluation currency exchanges for non-bank entities. That's you and me. The live update here is that the digital architecture for this, the secure portals and encrypted transaction pathways, have completed their final round of penetration testing. This means the digital vaults and tunnels that will process your exchange are now considered operationally secure. Major international banks in the consortium are running final simulations, processing mock exchanges with the new codes to ensure there are no system-wide glitches when the switch is flipped. This is the meticulous, boring, but absolutely vital back-end work that prevents a global financial heart attack the moment the RV goes live. They are stress testing the system to handle millions of simultaneous transactions without crashing, which is why the process has taken so long. The third and final pillar is the public narrative, and this is the most misunderstood element. The Iraqi government cannot and will not simply announce a new currency value on television one morning. What we are witnessing now, with the increased official statements from the Central Bank of Iraq and the Prime Minister's office, is a carefully orchestrated campaign to prepare the Iraqi populace and the world for this shift. They are building a story of economic renaissance, of a new chapter for Iraq, so that the revaluation is seen not as a random financial event, but as the logical culmination of the nation's return to stability and prosperity. This narrative is essential to manage expectations and prevent a hyperinflationary spiral within Iraq itself. Today's news you are seeing is a scripted part of this final act. So, when you see these three pillars, asset-backed legitimacy, a tested banking system, and a coherent public story, moving into alignment, you know the event is imminent. We are no longer waiting for a secret meeting or a single signature. We are watching these three massive, complex systems slowly, inexorably, and deliberately click into a state of perfect synchronization. The delay is not a sign of failure. It is a sign of the immense complexity and the absolute determination of the powers involved to get this right on the first attempt. They only get one shot at this, and the live data confirms they are in the final, meticulous preparation phase, ensuring that when Tier 4B is activated, it is seamless, secure, and permanent. This convergence is your signal that the final countdown has genuinely begun. Now, with the gateway understood and the key firmly in our sight, the only question that remains is the most personal and urgent one. What will you do when your moment arrives? This is the part of the conversation where we move beyond the macroeconomic theory and into the life-altering, practical reality that will define your future and the legacy you leave for your family. The activation of Tier 4B will trigger a sequence that moves with breathtaking speed, and the window for calm, deliberate, and strategic action will be surprisingly short. The public announcement will create a media firestorm, a global frenzy that will overwhelm every news channel and social media platform, and in that chaos, clarity will be your most valuable asset. The first 72 hours after the announcement are what I call the golden window. This is not the time to be figuring out who your financial advisor is. This is the time you are already sitting in their office, with your documents prepared, executing a plan you crafted months ago. Let's talk about those documents right now, because this is the single biggest point of failure for unprepared dinar holders. You will need to prove the provenance of your currency. That means having a clear and clean chain of custody for your dinar notes. This is a global compliance requirement, not a bank-specific policy. If you purchased your dinar from a reputable source and have kept your records, you are in a strong position. If your records are messy or non-existent, you must, and I repeat must, begin organizing them now. Contact your currency dealer and get your purchase receipts, invoices, and any serial number logs in order. Next, you must have a post-revaluation budget and a wealth preservation plan drafted by a qualified fiduciary, not just a bank teller or a generic financial planner. This plan must account for tax implications which vary wildly by country and state, and it must outline a strategy for asset allocation that protects your newfound wealth from inflation and mismanagement. Do you convert all your dinar immediately? Do you structure the exchanges over time to manage tax liability? Do you establish charitable foundations or trusts for your heirs? These are not questions to be Googled after the fact. They are decisions to be made with a cool head, right now, in the quiet before the storm. The emotional tsunami that will accompany this event cannot be overstated. You will feel vindication, elation, and overwhelming relief. But you must also be prepared for the psychological pressure from friends, family, and even financial institutions. Having a pre-vetted team, an attorney, a CPA, and a fiduciary advisor who understands the unique nature of this event is not a luxury, it is your shield. They will be the objective voice that keeps you grounded when emotions are running high. This journey we have been on was never just about the potential for wealth. It was about the potential for a profound shift in your human experience. It was about the ability to wake up every single day and choose how you spend your time, your energy, and your love. It was about removing the constant, grinding stress of financial limitation and replacing it with the power of true choice. The Tier 4B exchange is the mechanism, but your vision for your life is the ultimate destination. The live updates confirm we are in the final pre-activation phase. The convergence is happening. The systems are ready. The narrative is being set. Your responsibility, your absolute mandate to yourself and your family, is to use this final, precious time to prepare your mind, your documents, and your team. Do not be the person who waited for the starting pistol to begin learning how to run. The race is upon us, and your lane is waiting. And that is why you must act right now. If you take only one thing from this entire video, let it be this: your education cannot stop here. The difference between those who merely exchange their currency and those who build a lasting, generational legacy will be the quality of their information and the strength of their community in the days and weeks to come. I am putting together a dedicated, private communication for my most serious viewers, a live intelligence feed that will cut through the public chaos and give you direct, actionable alerts and step-by-step guidance the moment the Tier 4B process is initiated. This is not for everyone. It is for those of you who are truly ready to take the final step with confidence and clarity. To get on that list, you need to do two things immediately. First, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss a single update. Second, click the link in the very first pinned comment below this video. It will take you to a secure, private registration page. Sign up there to ensure you are in the inner circle when history is made. This is your moment. Do not let it pass you by.